Okay, let's talk about translating conditional sentences. And we're talking about this specifically because there are a few quirks when it comes to translating conditional sentences that are a little bit different than the conventions that you're used to.
Okay.
Okay, so translating conditional sentences. There are only actually two little rules that you have to remember when it comes to translating conditional sentences. The first is this one. So in and ida, right, our two conditional words in and ida, cause the condition and the consequence, both of them, to be translated as present future, regardless of the actual tense. Right, so what does that mean? Let's look at some examples. So وَإِنْ عُدْتُمْ عُدْنَا, we have a conditional sentence with our conditional word in, and then our two parts, عُدْتُمْ and عُدْنَا. What can you tell me about عُدْتُمْ and عُدْنَا? What kind of actions are they?
They're both past tense because we have the tum ending indicator and the sukun and na ending indicators.
Right, so both the condition and the consequence in this case are past tense. But let's look at the translation. If you return, we will return. How are we translating it? If you return and will return, they're translating as
present future.
Present, right? The first one is actually translating as present if you return, and then the second is translating as future. Right, so what's happening here? We have past tense translating as future. And that's because, and it's present and future, because of this first rule. Right, in and ida cause the condition and consequence to translate as present or future, regardless of the actual tense.
Oh.
So even though it's past tense, we're translating as present and future, and that's the effect of in.
Okay.
You see that?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's weird. Okay, but I see.
It's weird, but it's just a rule you have to remember. Same thing applies with إذا, right? So this example here, وَإِذَا سَمِعُوا اللَّغْوَ أَعْرَضُوا عَنْهُ. So we have our conditional word إذا, and then سَمِعُوا, what kind of action is that?
It's past tense because we have the u ending indicator.
Right, we have the u ending indicator. And then أعرضوا, what kind of action is that?
It's past tense again. They have it's same doer.
Right, the u ending indicator. So we have two past tense actions, but then let's look at the translation. When they hear Vain talk, they keep away from it. How are we translating the actions? Hear and keep are
both present tense.
They're present tense, right? If it was past, we would have said heard and kept.
Right.
So we have past tense actions translating as present tense, and that's because of the effect of ida.
Okay.
So is the first rule clear?
Yeah. So whenever we see in or ida, regardless of what comes after it, we're always going to translate in the present or future.
Yeah, present or future, whatever sounds more natural. So in and ida, just bump everything to the present and future.
Okay.
Clear? So that's rule number 1 about translating conditional sentences. Rule number 2, actually we have the opposite situation. So لو causes the condition and the consequence both to translate in the past tense, regardless of the actual tense.
Okay.
So in and ida, present future, لو past. Let's look at an example here. So we have لو نعلم قتالا لاتبعناكم. لو is our conditional word. نعلم is what kind of action?
It's present because you have the u at the end and the na at the beginning.
Right, present because we see na plus u. And then لاتبعناكم, what kind of action is that?
It's past. If we hide the attached pronoun, which is the receiver, we have the sukun and na ending indicator.
Sukun and na, so it's past. And let's look at the translation. Had we known that there would be fighting, we would have followed you. How are they translating?
Past. Known and followed are both past.
Yeah, known and followed are both past. Right, so lao bumps things to the past.
I guess that makes sense because you can't really say had we know.
Exactly. It's a common sense kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right, so had we known, we would have followed. So here, present is translating as past, and the past, obviously, translating as past.
Okay.
Are we all clear on those two rules?
So in and ida, regardless of what comes after them, you translate to the present or future. And then lao, regardless of what comes after it, you translate to the past because it doesn't make sense to say had we do.
Exactly.
It's always going to be had we done.
Very good.